Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Right here at my side is sitting Maria Sadowska, one of the jury members here at the Szczecin European Film Festival 2018. Hello Maria. So Maria, thank you very much for taking the time talking to us today. We're right here at the SEFF. What was the most important thing for you seeing here? What were you hoping for seeing here?
Well, I just got here, so I haven't seen anything yet. I expect that I met my very interesting colleagues from the jury, and this is always a great thing in the film festivals, that you meet very interesting people from all around Europe, and you can exchange their thoughts and emotions. But of course the movies are most important here, so I'm very interested in what we're gonna see. I just got from a few other festivals when I was also in jury, and but I wasn't on this festival which is going to have this kind of form. So it's going to be documentaries, but also short movies, but also I heard the documentaries which are actually break the rules, and they're trying to find something new way of telling stories. So I am very excited.
Which genre are you most excited for? More the documentaries, or are you like open for everything?
I'm always open for everything. I'm totally against putting any borders, in art. I know that the people need to put everything in some kind of boxes, but me as an artist and director and musician, I'm always want to be someone who is actually breaking all those boxes. So the less boxes we have is better. So for me, it really doesn't important. The movie can be good or bad, and. The language can be interesting or not. Right. So that's the thing.
Okay. So as a jury member, you have kind of like not an unpleasant job, but it can be unpleasant because you have to watch movies and rate them. Is it something you're looking forward to, being a critic, or is it sometimes like, I wish all of the movies could be, like priced?
Well, it's a very hard job to be in jury. That's true. But I think the problem I always have, there is not enough prices, and usually when I'm in jury, we discussed it also today, that I always like to put many special mentions or any other extras awards, because usually the awards, the 3 or 4 awards are never enough. But from the other hand, of course, not all the movies are good, so sometimes you have to also survive all those movies which you don't like during the screenings. So, well, it's very hard because it's not sport. It's not something you can really measure. It's the thing. It's the thing about your emotion, the way you see the world, and sometimes this is why it's very interesting to be in jury, because usually the other members of jury has sometimes very different opinion than you, and this is very interesting because this is the whole thing about art. Just as I said before, you cannot measure it and you cannot really put it to any boxes. So we have a hard thing to do to judge it always. But still, it's usually an amazing adventure,
All right, so you're looking forward to it. That's great.
Yeah.
So as you said before, you've been a jury on other festivals beforehand. So have you ever watched a movie where like, oh, come on, oh God, I gotta leave? Did you ever leave the cinema at the screening?
I never left the cinema during the screening, even if the movie was terrible, because I am a director by myself and I have some kind of respect for someone who did it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, it's something. I love the cinema since I was a little baby and a child, and later on when I was a student there was no internet by this time, so I have to leave the school. I was escaping the school to be on the cinema at 9 o'clock in the morning for the first screening. So whenever I spend the money for the ticket, I never leave the cinema, And now after so many years, sometimes I skip the movie when I watch it in the television if I don't like it, but I still feel some kind of guilty, when I do it. So yeah, well, usually for short movies it's not that bad. It's terrible when you are judging the long movies, and sometimes they are really bad, and you have to survive till the end. and you cannot go, of course, outside. But some kind is also interesting. From my opinion, sometimes the really bad movies that I have seen in that many years, there are movies that I kind of remember. Sometimes more than the movies that were easy to watch or, that were funny or that I really liked at the first place.
Yeah, I can guess that it makes quite an impression. So the last question would be also for you. What would be the most unique thing about the SEFF? What makes it special in your opinion?
Wow, to be honest, I just got here, so maybe we should talk about it in 3 or 4 days. So I can really say it honestly because I'm only a few hours here so far. So I can, of course, say that everything is cool and people are great as usual, but I would like to say something more interesting than that so we can continue this conversation when I will really know.
Okay. So, I think that's it for that.
Great.
Thank you so much for taking the time. And it's been a pleasure with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.